The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
Greetings and welcome to another episode of Bermuda's Feel Good Early Morning Show. Good day, Bermuda, supported by Pete's House and Aliana's Restaurant. I'm Terri Tuku alongside Jackie Lambert, and we want to thank you for getting up bright and early with us on this Monday morning. Jack, how are you feeling? It's a new week.
A little sore, but I feel great.
Well, I think you have reason to be sore, absolutely. So, but glad you still feel great because, sometimes when you feel sore, you're like, I don't really feel like doing anything, but I'm glad you're here because.
No, it's a good sore. You mean you play a little tug of war and squat a few friends and.
You think you're Superwoman and then you realize, you know what? I'm actually not. I am aging and it's okay, I guess.
Yeah. No, it was worth it. For a little bit of context, Off-Level Games was this weekend. It's an adult sports day for charity. One of our friends from what is it called? Keys to the Rock, Daniel Woods, has a charity event every year, and I participated, kind of.
We're adults no now. Points, just vibes. So I think that speaks for itself.
Yeah, it was a good time.
That is awesome. I just chilled this weekend. Very not like me as of late, but I definitely was able to chill. We're actually going to talk about what I did this weekend a little bit later. But as y'all can see, Jackie and I are definitely ready to bring you some feel-good vibes this morning. Make sure if you haven't already done so, share today's episode because our feel-good topic of the day, we're actually going to be talking about the upcoming holiday season. We're discussing specials and the potential for the parade with Kevin Smith, who is the communications manager of the MarketPlace Ltd. And if you want to laugh to get your morning started, make sure you stick around for our feel-good vibe of the day, which is joke time with Jackie. Now, let's start with our feel-good warm-up. So yesterday, I did not go to a game, but I did see that the Bermuda Football Association streamed their very first Premier Division game, which was the North Village Community Club versus Somerset Bridge Recreation Club. I think I got that right. And so we want to talk about it. Do you think the BFA should be working towards broadcasting all our domestic games and our international matches? Because one of the things I can say, I was like a little bit excited to watch the Village game, but then I couldn't hear anything. So it was like
probably a good thing.
Maybe, well, okay, so yes, when you think about the spectators, but no, when you think about the commentary for someone, like when I watch the football matches, usually on the side, despite some of the commentary, they like say, oh, that's a foul, or that's, so on his jersey. Like some things that you don't necessarily see is usually what the commentator kind of comes in and fills in the blank with. So let's talk about it, Jack. Do you think BFA should be investing a little bit more into broadcasting domestic games? Because yes, you're a Village fan, but you didn't watch the match probably. So what do you think?
How come everybody keeps telling me I'm a Village fan?
We won't go to this again.
I mean, my niece plays netball for him now, so I guess that's where that goes now. I did watch a little bit, and I was getting frustrated, so I stopped watching. I started socializing.
And see, that's the thing. It was like silent. Not even music playing.
It was music on my side. I was doing the electric slide.
I definitely have music on my side as well. And it looks like Janae agrees. She says, yes, the fan numbers are super low, especially with the safe key and whatnot. And here's a fun fact. So the BFA have about 30 odd subscribers on their channel, but there were 170 people watching the live stream yesterday.
Because they can't physically go, like Janae said. But I mean, I feel like we've had this conversation for years, no?
Well, speaking
Or
of
maybe
that,
maybe me. I'm just like, why? It's raining. I don't feel like going. Can they stream it? Like, technology is there enough to stream it. So can we? And they'll be like, nah. I'm like, so if I really want to see this game, I have to physically get up and go, okay.
and that's for you being on the island, but we know Sean Smith is not on the island. He says, well past due, another opportunity to generate revenue. And that was definitely something I tweeted after the game. I mean, obviously, after being facetious about the fact that I couldn't hear anything, I didn't even know that they had got to go. So when I was watching it, it was scoreless. And then by the time I came back, because as I said, there was no song, there was a goal. But you know, sometimes when you like turn away from a screen, you can hear the crowd, or you can even hear the commentators like getting excited, like they're saying someone's, you know, attacking the goal. But I didn't hear that, so I didn't even realize that Somerset Bridge Recreation Club, SBRC, got a go. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, dang, I missed out on the opportunity. And I said, like, that could be a subscription, that could be like a whole channel or a whole fleet of channels, like, you know, for Premier and First Division, and then you have like, you know, your national teams, and they have like a separate channel or whatever, and you could just like replay games, like so much.
I think it'd be wicked to have our own little version of ESPN.
Right? That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, it would be really dope. Like, you know, Parish have a channel, Village have a channel, everyone has a channel, and then, you know, you just stream the games, and it could be a part of a one combo Digicel cable package, like, you know, local channels.
And believe it or not, I actually like watching the little ones play too. It's so
Pee-wees,
cute.
we can have youth and children. Like, they're like,
I could watch my godchildren, because I have godchildren in different on different teams, and I can't always make all of them. And so
they're in the same time.
Same time,
games,
and
right?
I'm usually working, and I'm just like, it would be nice if I can go back and watch replays, or even stream it and watch it on my phone.
I definitely, what I can say though, you know, I do like to poke fun at the BFA, because I do know a few people that work like on their social media, so it's kind of fun. But outside of all of that, I do see them trying. They have at least one match up. You know, I'm pretty sure they're gonna get some feedback on the fact that there was no song, and like you said, maybe that was by design to kind of remove some of the, you know, colorful language that may appear in the sound bites. But definitely, you know, definitely see it's an opportunity, as Sean Smith mentioned. And I want to bring in some comments from Janae. I don't know if that's what she was seeing backstage. But so Janae says, it would allow for people who don't normally watch to learn homegrown players, and allow for the youth to have something to look up to. Absolutely agree. And she goes on to say, maybe the quality of ball would get better if the players knew they were being streamed. LOL. I agree.
That's what I giggled at. That's what I giggled at. I was just like, yeah, because they're going to go back, and people's going to be like, that's how you was playing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did be benched.
When you watch even some of the national teams, like, you know, when like somehow there's like a GIF like right after a goal, or like there's something like instantaneously, like, you know, people definitely spend time, like, you know, getting those clips. And so, you know, if you get a really beautiful goal and you don't have to wait for the replay or someone to clip it up, because 9 times out of 10 someone's watching the match and they happen to catch that clip, and then, you know, you go viral in that sense. So I feel like there's so many opportunities, and, you know, I would say shout out to the BFA for getting a match up there, because like Sean said, it's been a long time coming, and like Jackie said, it's been a long time coming. I think, would you pay for like each channel, or would you like want to do like a package? Like, I want to pay for all the channels and that's it. Like, I don't want to pay for just my team.
No, I'll do a package the same way, because I actually still have cable. I don't really use it, but I have all the channels, because it's just easier. Just because, you know, you have people that come over and they're like, you're not watching any football, you're not watching this. And I'm just like, so I just buy all the packages, so I don't have to hear my friends complain when they can't watch what they want to watch.
And I think that would make sense. Yeah, because like you said, you never know. Like, you might have a fan from a different team come over, and, you know, you could bring them all in. So we have a few more comments before we get to our first commercial break. We'll go to Alan Young and then Janae. Jack.
There's quite a few pros and cons when it comes to streaming. There needs to be a delicate balance. Yeah, yesterday, you don't want to hear, I was just like, yeah, yesterday I was loud. I would have been that back today where you're just like, excuse me, hi, we're streaming. Can you stop singing so loud? Stop laughing so much.
And then Janae, Jack.
You two can definitely be commentators. It will be comedy.
It will be absolute comedy, because I'll be like having someone on the side like, okay, what's going on? I'll be learning the game as I go, which I
PG.
think would probably make for even more entertainment, to be honest.
Yeah, don't let me. I don't like watching bets like when players are not playing their best. I don't want to say bad
We would definitely like
football,
you see
but
someone says son out there like he ain't even having a match. What number Scott on one? That's number 2. Okay, let me write that down real quick. That was definitely what you guys heard.
yeah, I feel like it'll get bad. I'll be like, who even let you on the field? And you're
Why you starting? Why you starting?
See?
You should be a sub.
Shouldn't you be benched for how you acted last week? These lads just reward anything these days.
That would definitely we would have hot mics.
Right. And we get penalized.
The hottest of mics. I'm going to come to this last comment from Janae before we switch. Before we have our commercial break, excuse me. Janae says, another thought, it can help this up and coming to gather footage for a highlight tape for overseas school. Absolutely.
Yes.
I think there's so many opportunities, but like Alan said, there is a need for there to be a delicate balance and for, you can't think of all the scenarios, but to at least have something to get us started, because the longer we go into the 21st century without it, the more difficult it's going to be for people to want to continue to enjoy the games.
Yeah, and if it's a finance thing, I know. Oh, for tennis, if we need anything for because they're very big on development. So if we need anything for development or anything that'll better the sport, we can write in for a grant.
Right.
It'll be, I don't know the ins and outs for the BFA. If they can write in to like say FIFA for a grant for something to go towards paying for this.
Player development. We should definitely be reaching out to the folks over there at BFA to have a conversation. Hint, hint. We're going to take a quick commercial break and then we'll be back with our feel good topic of the day. We have the communication manager of the marketplace backstage, and you do not want to go anywhere because the holiday season is coming up and we have some exclusive information probably to share with you.
Same smooth sounds, different name. BCG Radio, home of Bermuda's most engaging morning talk shows, The Daily Hour and Good Day Bermuda. Download the app, available for Android and Apple devices. BCG Radio, your station for conversations and entertainment.
Welcome back to Good Day Bermuda, supported by Pete's House and Aliana's Restaurant. I'm Terry Tuku alongside Jackie Lambert. And if you're just joining us, we're getting ready to switch gears to our feel good topic of the day. We are talking to Kevin Smith, who is the communications manager of the Marketplace Limited. Now, for y'all that don't know, the holidays are coming up. So what we want you to do to welcome our guest of the day is drop your favorite holiday emoji in the comments as we bring Kevin front stage with us. Good morning, Kev.
Good morning, ladies. Good day, Bermuda.
How are you doing this morning, Kev?
I'm quite well. I mean, it's really early. I don't usually get up this early, but I did so for you guys.
It's like a Barkley reunion, ever heard?
It is.
We absolutely appreciate it. So for those of you that don't know, Kevin and I were actually at the same class at Barkley, and Jackie was the year above us. So like she said, it's definitely like a mini reunion. And shout outs to all of the Barkleyites that are watching, or those of you that went to Barkley before our time. It's okay. We're all in this together. Now, Kev, you are the communications manager at Marketplace. What does that mean, and what does a typical day look like for you?
Well, basically, it's me managing all of the communications for the company. So social media, delivering and getting messages out there through other mediums, to the newspapers and TV, and even being here with you guys. Mm-hmm. And a typical day, oh boy, it's hard to say because I have so many hats there that doesn't even fall under what you would think the umbrella of communication manager falls. You would think. So, for example, I also manage the website. Mm-hmm. I also manage our online ordering portal, just to name a few.
That's a lot.
A typical, yeah, it is a lot. And I'm sure you would know, Teresa, that website management alone is a headache. So just add e-commerce in there, it's just like, but no, it's great fun. A typical day could be getting calls from 5 to 10 customers about an issue, getting calls from colleagues about an issue when it comes to the website or the online ordering platform, creating content, finding things to take pictures of, or taking pictures, or figuring out what my week will look like in terms of postings, etc.
Well, like I said, that's plenty in one day. I'm pretty sure you didn't do it all in one day, but that's definitely a lot under your umbrella for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
for sure.
speaking of announcements, next week is the start of one of my favorite months, December, Christmas, all things Christmas. What do you have planned, and what does can the community and public look forward to?
Of course, we've just announced that the Christmas parade is happening this year.
Hey.
The return of the motorcade, it'll be just as it was last year. With safety and COVID, still living within a pandemic, we have to make sure that safety is our highest priority. So we thought the best way forward would be to bring back the motorcade. I mean, we saw so many happy faces. The kids loved it, parents loved it. We got so many great comments the following days that, that was probably the best thing to do.
Now, for those that don't know, because I actually missed out last year. So for those that don't know, what's the difference between the motorcade and the parade? What's the route? What's the times? What can they look forward to?
So in the past, typically the parade's been held in Hamilton, and it would go, to the usual front streets, church streets, and everyone will come into Hamilton together. But because of COVID, in a bid to get people to create space or maintain social distancing, we thought that if we more or less extend the route, there's more places for people to gather in smaller groups rather than large groups, thereby not creating an event where it could be a super spreader, for example. Last year, the route ran from Shelly Bay Marketplace to Heron Bay Marketplace, and it went through Middle Road, it went into town, and then it went on to Middle Road again up to Heron Bay. We should be announcing the route this week, if not next week.
Yeah, I was about to ask because I was just like, there's a light right there on Middle Road before you get to Heron Bay, right outside Price Right. So I was just like, how are they going to make that work?
Yeah, obviously we're in conversation with government and the relevant officials and authorities, and they've let us know that things will be clear, the roads will be clear for the parade, or by the time the parade starts. So 5:30, the 5th of December, be there or be squared.
Awesome. So all right. So I used to do the Christmas parade as a majorette. So with the motorcade, what are some things that you can expect to see? Like, is Santa going to be there? Is he going to have Rudolph? Are there certain companies that are participating? Because I know even with the Christmas parade, there were other dance groups that were part of it as well. So who are some of the acts people can look forward to seeing?
So absolutely, you can count on Santa to be there. You can count on his reindeers to be there. There wouldn't be a Christmas parade without either, but you can count on them to be there. In terms of the acts, there's not yet announced yet, but we should have that finalized by next week to put out there to the public who will be there. But from last year, the dance group did an amazing job. They gathered on a trailer, they decked that out, and they managed to do their dances on there. This year will definitely be the same. Obviously, we can't have dance groups dancing all the way from Shelly Bay Marketplace to Heron Bay Marketplace. I'm sure there are so many that could handle it and is fit for it. But given the speed that we have to go, because we are still actually on the road, it's beneficial to have everyone on the trailer. Obviously, we're used to seeing them walking about in Hamilton, but things are slightly different.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you were going to use one or a few trailers, because then you could obviously transport the dancers. You can stop when they're handing out candy. They can do a little dance and act or whatever, and then jump back on and make your move. So I'm super excited because, it's been a trying year, and a lot of people need this little spirit and lift to get in the holly jolliness of the season.
Absolutely, I agree. I mean, Marketplace is always about community and family, and the Christmas parade is a holiday staple that's been around for more than 30 years, and the Marketplace has had its hand in it. So there was no possible way that even last year, when it was even worse time, now we're learning to live with it. But, you know, we thought this parade has to go on, and we felt vindicated when we saw all the happy faces along the road.
That's perfect. So actually, speaking of, you know, I like to call it a panorama, but we're living in a pandemic, yes. And, you know, as Jackie mentioned, families are finding it challenging. So does the marketplace like have any campaigns leading up to the holiday season to help those families that are in need? And like, what are some of the ways that, you know, the community can either help or be a part of whatever campaigns you guys have going on?
So every year we have our Christmas hamper that we do in partnership with the Lions Club of Bermuda. That is held until the 16th of December, where customers can donate perishable goods, non-perishable goods, and into the boxes throughout the stores, and those foods are donated to families in need. Additionally, there are things that we do throughout the year, including the offering of our value bag. It's $30 for a bag of general staple items like cereal, boxed milk, cream, and loads of other stuff that people go through. And that's under $30. And we still have our 5% 3 times a week discount going until the end of the year. And I know that's been a massive help for families since the start of the pandemic. I mean, I think we started it last April, I want to say, at the first lockdown. And, you know, we're just finding that it's just been a massive help for families. But those are some of the things that we have going. We're always looking to find ways to save our customers money and, you know, bring them great value.
So talking about the value bag, that is something that I would purchase for myself, or can I purchase it and say, let you guys donate it to a family that is in need? Because if you're working with, obviously you have an idea of which families might be in need because you've been doing this for a while. So maybe can I come in and say, I want to buy a value bag for 5 families, and then you do the rest of the work? Sorry, not to put it like that, because I mean, obviously you guys work in the community, so you have an idea of the families that may be in need. I'm not sure if you have a list or whatever. I don't need to know the list, but for those that want to say jump in and help throughout the year versus just around this time of the year, how can they, you know, jump in on that community affair?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have community partners. We've partnered with so many different groups and organizations over the years. We don't so much as go out directly to these families. We do that through our community partners. Our most recent one was with Salvation Army, and the name's lost on me. We just did one where we did the roundup in September, and those funds were donated to the 2 charities for them to assist needy families with food and whatnot. I mean, we raised nearly $60,000, and each of them got nearly 30 each. Wow, it was great.
Was working in the community and helping families in need always something that you wanted to be a part of, or did you get into it after joining the marketplace team?
Oh, me personally?
Yes.
I think I'm an all-around great guy, so I've never really shied away from lending a hand and helping out people. You know, you just take on different hats in different ways, depending on the circumstances. Yeah, I would say I've always helped out, not specifically with a charity or whatnot, but you know, wherever circumstances find me.
That's perfect. And I actually wanted to say, because, this comment came in from Janae, and, as Barclayites, one thing we had to do was some good community service. So it's kind of one of those things, like, you don't really think about it after you've done it for so long. It's kind of just like, it's now a part of you. So it's like, yeah, I help out my community because it's like whenever you see an opportunity to help out, you just do it. You don't think of it as community. In high school, we did, because you had hours you had to make. But now it's kind of like, it's just like, if there is an opportunity, I have the free time, I'm going to go be a part of it. So I definitely think it's great that you find yourself in a company that does that. Absolutely. As like part of their daily routine, because then it just makes it a little bit easier, right, for you to do that. I want to remind the audience, if you have any questions for Kevin related to the upcoming holiday motorcade, their specials, anything they have going on, please make sure you drop them in the comments. Now, Kev, I do want to ask about your holiday specials, because, we do see in like the newspaper, if people still read that thing, or like on like the flyers in the store, like, what specials you guys have coming up. So for the holidays, are there any specific items that are going to be on sale or at a discounted rate that people can maybe look to stock up on to, continue to save a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. We have our holiday flyer every year. I'm not sure when that comes out right at this moment. I think it comes out probably early to mid-December. Where we have that extensive 10-pager of items that, people could stock up on during the holidays, like you said.
Okay, perfect. So early to mid-December, folks, mark your calendars. The sales are coming. They're not going to be
honestly, the sales are truly always there.
Right.
The values of the group is always that we're always finding ways to save customers money. And that's really the philosophy of the organization. And community and family. Those are the biggest things since I've been there that I've seen for myself that they value most.
Not to put you on the spot, but we're talking about specials, and I love me some eggnog, but I can't actually have eggnog. Do you guys have an offer a dairy-free option at MarketPlace?
I literally just asked about this last week because I sometimes myself eat vegan, and I'm not really big on dairy, period. But the closest thing I would say we have to it is a lactate version.
Okay.
I wouldn't quite call that dairy free, but that's
close
the closest thing. Yeah. But we have, I don't think people knew, but we have like somewhere around 7 to 10 different varieties of eggnog. So it's not just Dunkley's eggnog. We have the lactate, which is the lactose-free one. We have 3 other brands, and they offer 2 other different varieties. Like there's one called Spice Vanilla. So the options are there.
So yeah, exactly. Jacky and I both have, I am plant-based, but Jacky, has a really interesting relationship with dairy. We'll call it that. I want to bring in this comment from Jamal Hartman. He asks, why is it necessary for a business like MarketPlace to give back to the community?
I personally think that it's very important for businesses to do that, because you're operating in these communities, you're benefiting from these communities, and where you see fit, why not give back to these communities? It's like a circle of life, right? You can't just take. You also have to give back as well. And I think it's very necessary for companies and any organization really to give back to the communities that they serve, especially if you value your customers.
Totally. Like, probably the best answer when it comes to that, right? Because sometimes you hear people come up with their answers and you're like, did you rehearse that? That definitely felt like a real response, because not only do we see it actively by, MarketPlace trying their best to create different campaigns to reach back to the community, but also, having people come out and have these conversations, because sometimes you don't hear from the big companies. You just see what they do, but you don't hear them like having a conversation with you to like humanize their organization. So I definitely appreciate it.
I mean, I think when it comes to the MarketPlace, it's in the DNA of the company, right? everything we do, it's surrounded by family and community. So it's their nature to really give back.
Yeah, because I actually remember, I don't know if you remember, Kevin, but it was the Black Lives Matter march. And we came up and I hit the top of that hill and I was just like, oh my God, I'm so thirsty. And then out of nowhere, you handed me a water and I was just like, what's this? And you was just like, we're handing out waters to everybody. I'm like, what? And it wasn't clicking. I was just like, wow, you guys couldn't actually march, but you made sure that everybody was hydrated. You was handing out little, I think it was Nature Valley granola bars and stuff. And I was just like, I support this store because this store is supporting us. Like, so it's natural to support those who support you. So I definitely want to have a little throwback memory lane Monday with you and just say, kudos and thank you for that. Because when I tell you, I was thirsty and I was just like, imagine everybody else. And you guys are just out here just making sure and going back in. I was watching somebody else go back in to get us another case or whatever to come back. And I was just like, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the company supported the cause, really. Yeah.
I appreciate it.
It wasn't just supporting the cause by saying, yes, we support it. It was a matter of, okay, well, what can we do to show our support?
Yeah. So there is one more question. It's in the audience, but I'm going to ask it.
I can bring it up when you ask it.
And I asked you last week, because Terry, I don't know if you know, but Kevin plays tennis with me. He's a very good tennis player. But I asked you last week, are we getting Christmas trees? Because obviously we keep hearing in the background that you may be limited. You might not even get them. And Christmas, you got to have a Christmas tree. So are you like, what does that look like? When are they coming in?
Christmas
Can you tell
trees.
us?
Yes, Christmas trees are coming. There's no doubt about that. They are limited because of global circumstances from the wildfires out on the West Coast that had impacted it, the heat and all sorts of things. So it is a global shortage, or with everything else that's going on, of course. But they are coming, and they are in limited supply. We had put out there to our customers last month that if you sign up for updates, you'll be the first ones to know about any updates as it relates to Christmas trees. So anyone who's not yet signed up, you can send an email to comments@marketplace.bm. You can get your name on that list and we can send you updates. There will be an update this week. I would love to tell you guys what that is, but I have to reserve it for our customers who had signed up for that list.
Oh, man. All right.
So that's just a reminder for y'all to sign up, because if you want to get the exclusive, you have to sign up. So, I mean, it's kind of like, if you don't sign up, that's on you. You won't get your Christmas tree.
Yeah.
I'm signing up.
Yeah. Sign up. All of our communications as it relates to Christmas trees is on there. We sent out an update a couple of weeks ago. And the next one is either today or tomorrow. So
sign up right now.
Sign up, yeah.
It's like open up a new tab, go to your phone, and sign up right now. Because if you don't, you might not get a Christmas tree.
And we want everyone to get a Christmas tree.
I didn't get a personal one last year, and I was so hurt. But at least we got the other one. The main house gets a big one. But I like to have a cute little one, like a little 5-footer in my corner.
Yeah.
So if you have any 5-footers, shout me out. I'm coming.
No, you have to get on the list.
I am going to get on the list. I'm just saying, like, make sure you reserve the smallest ones for me. There's a small one. I don't want to get them. It's just like, all right, all the small ones are gone. Here's a 7-footer. I'm just like,
I'm not too sure about the sizes.
Okay.
I know there were like 2 varying sizes.
Okay.
Because of the global issues. I'm not sure if they're going to be coming in the smalls and mediums and large and extra larges. I'm not entirely sure about that. But it's amazing because even just last year, just seeing people's reactions to wanting to get a Christmas tree, it's just like, oh, wow, people really love them some Christmas.
Yes, it's it's, it's all about family, friends, getting close together, making memories. And growing up, you always had a tree. And most times, like obviously last year, a lot of people were stuck on islands. So they want to have some type of Christmas they can't have if they could go back home or to loved ones in other countries like they would not typically do. So to be here and try and get a tree, and then there's shortage of trees and all that stuff,
Yeah.
That was stressful. So this year, everybody's trying to be on top of their game. First in line.
As best they can, yeah.
As best they can, yeah.
Absolutely. Kev, thank you so much for joining us this morning and sharing with us all of that exclusive information related to the Christmas motorcade. And if you don't sign up for your Christmas tree, that's not our fault. We gave you plenty of reminders to do so. Thank you, Kev, so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me. Alrighty.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
See
you on Wednesday, Jackie.
See you Wednesday.
It's confirmed. Peace, Kev. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then Jackie and I will be back with our Feel Good Vibe of the Day, which is Joke Time with Jackie. And we will like to get your thoughts on today's episode, so make sure you go ahead and drop us a comment. Jackie and I will be right back.
Same smooth sounds, different name. BCG Radio, home of Bermuda's most engaging morning talk shows, The Daily Hour and Good Day Bermuda. Download the app, available for Android and Apple devices. BCG Radio, your station for conversations and entertainment.
Welcome back to Good Day Bermuda, supported by Pizza House and Aliana's Restaurant. I'm Terri Tuku alongside Jackie Lambert. Before we get into our Feel Good Vibe of the day, we want to know, what are your thoughts on our conversation with Kevin Smith, who is the communication manager of the marketplace? Let us know in the comments what you thought. I want to go first, Jack, because when you mentioned that they assisted with the Black Lives Matter movement and you were able to get rehydrated and replenished through, I didn't know that. And I feel like, sometimes you see companies put that out there, that they did that. So like, it's like a big thing so that that they were a part of it. But one, like I said, I didn't know that. But I think it's really great that they did do that, because it does show that they supported the cause, and as best as they could, they gave you guys assistance where they could, right? They couldn't close down maybe to be a part of it, but they were able to support you guys in that. And I thought that was really cool. I actually didn't know that. So shout out to them for that.
Because it's one of the major stores, and it was the one in town, which is
exactly
right. So I was walking. When I tell you, I was thirsty, because it didn't start right when I was supposed to start. You don't want to have water because you're marching, so to carry all that stuff is just a lot of access. I was on with the Daily Hour trying to get footage and stuff, so I was in the field, and I'm just like, I didn't bring any water. I'm so thirsty, and next thing you know, fate. Kevin's just passing me a water. I'm just
They're giving you the waters.
And he's just like, we're giving out waters, making sure everybody's hydrated. Do you want a granola bar? And I'm like, yeah, yes, please.
Yes, you read my mind.
He's like, yeah. So I really enjoyed that. It's definitely something that is needed. And to know that that's not where it ends, and that they continue to try and find different programs to be a part of and help the community, that they are, like he said, they're benefiting from our dollar. So why not put it back into the community, which is smart.
Absolutely.
It's thoughtful and appreciated.
And it's not just it's not lip service too, right? They were physically there. So I think that definitely speaks volumes to what they're doing over there at Marketplace. I want to bring back 2 comments from our warm-up conversation before we get into Joke Time, Jack, if you do not mind. So the first one is from Jamal Hartman. He says, resources. Does Bermuda have the resources to do every game? Easy answer is no. That is in relation to the BFA getting to a point where they can stream all of our domestic league games. And resources will always be a thing, right? They will always be something that kind of comes up in the conversation. And then Sean Smith goes on to say that when I was at the BFA, they used to get a grant from the government and FIFA. So it's possible that the financial resources are out there. It's probably just a matter of making it, like Alan Young said, finding that balance between, it being quality and it being accessible. Yeah. So before we get over to our Feel Good Vibe, there's one comment from Carlton Fleming. He says, day. Marketplace gave me one of my first jobs. They are always doing things to help. He did a great job. He being Kevin Smith. Thank you so
Love.
much for that comment, Carlton. All right, Jack, I'm ready to get a laugh. It looks like our good friend Akil is ready as well. So over to you.
Okay. All right. What does a tick, like the little bug, and the Eiffel Tower both have in common?
They lean. I don't know.
The Eiffel Tower leans.
Oh, that's the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Oh, girl, I don't know, Dan.
They're both parasites.
Parasites. Oh, Jesus.
That's the best one yet. I love that reaction. All right, next one. If April showers bring May flowers, what do May flowers bring? Who has a tongue twister?
June bugs?
Pilgrims.
Pilgrims.
Pilgrim. The Mayflower brought the pilgrims over.
No, I mean it was April and May. It was months. Like that did register.
Exactly. I mean,
you let me down the wrong path. No, thank you.
It was a tongue twister as it was.
It was though. Okay, next one.
Okay,
I'm ready.
This last joke's a statement, and I relate, so I had to share it today. Okay, you ready? So I thought the dryer was shrinking my clothes, but the whole time was the refrigerator. You can't relate. You can't relate. I feel like everybody else in the crowd can relate. The audience can relate.
What you mean I can't relate? I mean, kind of, sort of, maybe, not really, but
because your food
can relate, apparently.
Your food is plant-based, so it doesn't stick to you as much. Mine has not been.
On that note, we hope that you, like Akil, have enjoyed our Feel Good Vibe of the day. We hope that it has you ready to make it a great one. Thank you so much for watching and engaging with this episode of Good Day Bermuda, supported by Pizza House and Aliana's Restaurant. I'm Terri Tuku alongside Jackie Lambert, and we trust we'll see you tomorrow for more Feel Good conversations. Until the next episode, peace and have a good day, Bermuda.